is being enhanced through the different policies of government, through the different initiations, you can say that, through the different initiations of the government. One more portion which is added to this syllabus, that is what is economic environment and how economic environment is helpful to the to run the business, for the sustainability ko hi diyantu, for the development ko hi diyantu. So how it will be contributed, or economic environment, how the contribution was made by the economic environment for the development of business environment or business organizations. And one more portion also added to your syllabus, where we have to focus on different kind of strategies that is being implemented to enhance the business. Fine. So as for the previous practice, your whole syllabus is being divided into 5 units. If you see this syllabus, this is what the 5-unit syllabus, where you're going to be studied about the in first unit we will be talking about the business economic environment and what is business environment, and what are the strategies that is being implemented to for the smooth conduct of business. Then we are going to be study, that is what are the different social responsibility that is being conducted by business and business environment, or we can say the industries and all. Then one more concept that is being covered within the first first unit, that is consumerization. So that is a very popular term you might be heard, that is called consumer scheme. So consumerization is supposed to be a resemblance of consumer scheme, a resemblance of different kind of consumer protection act, which is being facilitated uh, for the betterment of the consumers. Fine. If you go to the second unit, probably second unit focuses to different kind of policies, the role of government, which is being provided by government for the betterment of the industries, or for the betterment of the smooth conduct of business. Came to the third unit. If you see the syllabus from unit 2, unit 3, all unit 2 and unit 3 are the policies which is being provided by the government. So that includes in unit 2, we will talk about what are the role of government in concern to economic environment. Then we will going to study the policies of government like fiscal policy. We are going to study the social security. Then we are going to study the GATT and WTO, and apart from that, monetary policy, which is the initiation of the RBI. In unit 3, we are going to be study the MRTP Act, globalization, then liberalization, welfare, GATT and WTO. It is in third unit. Fine. In second unit, we'll talk about the industrial sickness and all. Then came to the fourth unit. Now, what is in fourth unit? Fourth unit is more probably concerned to the financial environment. So, in fourth unit, we're going to be studying what is financial environment, what is RBI, what is stock market. So, I'm related to that, like reformations and all that we will going to study in fourth unit. Came to the fifth unit, where fifth unit is supposed to be very particular about industrial development, growth. It is also being very particular about the distribution and price and distribution system. So these are broadly, this is what a broad syllabus of yours. So we'll first going for the first slide, that is what is an environment, what is an economic environment, and how it will be done. So if you see what is economic environment, before talking about the business environment or economic environment, let's first talk about how this particular system is run. How the particular system is run. So you must be heard about business or economic cycle. Fine? Is it visible? Whiteboard is visible, Pilamani?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So we'll first talk about how the particular environment will run. Fine. For that, we need to study 4 different components of the economic cycle. Right? So what are the 4 different components, or you can say 4 different players? The players are individuals. The players are individuals. Then household.
Is it from unit 2?
No, it is from unit 1. But we will first talk about how the economic environment run. Then we will came to the syllabus. First, it is just an introduction to your whole syllabus. Fine. You're getting my point?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, got it.
So next one is household. Third one is industries. And the fourth one is financial institution or wealth management system, whatever you can say that. Right? So we say that this economic cycle gives you a broad idea about how the economic environment of India, I'm not talking about any other country, how the economic environment of India will run. Right? For that, there are 4 different players that we need to study. Player 1 is an individual. Now, who is an individual? Me, you, we all are the individual people. Now, these individuals work under the household and industry. Right? As an individual, like you are an individual and you work in an industry. Now, for what reason you are working for an industry? Tell me. You're a household or an individual, you work in industry. Why you will be working in industry? Might be it is a manufacturing industry, or might be it is like an educational industry, like I am working under an educational institution, or might be you're working in a service industry. So why people work in an industry? Yes. Why people work in an industry? Anyone?
To
For
meet
finance.
individual
For
financial stability. For
yeah, very
financial
good.
stability.
That is absolutely correct, for the financial stability. Anyone else? That is one point, financial stability. Absolutely correct.
To meet
Anything else?
day-to-day
Ma'am,
needs.
Sorry?
To meet day-to-day needs.
To meet the regular needs. Anything else?
For good environment.
Okay, for a familiar environment. For a familiar environment, that is absolutely correct.
please
Fine.
question again, please.
Question repeat, could be? Okay, fine. My question was, why an individual work in an industry? For what reason? Why me, you, we all try to get employment? For what reason? Why we will engage ourselves in an industry? What is the reason behind that? The reason are, whatever she shared, that is absolutely correct. That is for a financial stability.
Class हो रहा
Financial.
है हिंदी का class.
Kindly mute yourself who
उसका
is
है ना.
talking.
हम्म.
2 persons has to, I think, mute themselves because I can't see it. Now, the first thing is when an individual or a household work under the industry, that is the first reason is getting a financial stability. Sorry. Now, in an economic word, financial stability or employability. Now, through this financial stability and employability, you will get wage, you will get salary, you will get wealth. Isn't it? Yes or no? Through the financial stability, one can get these 3 things: wage, salary, and wealth. Now, you have to tell me what is wealth. या तो फिर हम next point discussion करेंगे, then we'll talk about wealth. Now, through that, the household, the individual and household is getting this. Fine. Now, when you as an individual or household engage yourself in an industry, what industry is getting? This is an individual and household is getting. Right? What industry is getting? Full finished product, am I correct? Full finished product. Which is sold in the commercial market. Correct or wrong? When you enter to any industry, industry is getting a full finished product through your contribution of time, contribution of skill, contribution of time, skill, and your knowledge. Correct? ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, industry is getting a full finished product. Along with that, the product has to be sold in the commercial market. Now, when these two objectives are being fulfilled by industry, then the household then ultimately try to buy it. ये जो product industry theory कला कहाँ पे theory कला commercial market में जितने बिक्री होची कहाँ पे बिक्री होची आम मन को में बिक्री होची आम मन theory कलु then आम मन को में theory बिक्री होची. Now these households or individual people buy that particular product from the commercial market from with a certain kind of expenditures. Got it? So we'll spend money, me, you, and we all spending money to get the full finished product. And with this, the industry is getting wealth. Before that, profit. Profit and wealth. Got it? So, either industry profit and wealth got color or create color, and actually, if you see the individual also creating wage, salary plus wealth. Now, I am repeatedly saying one particular word, that is wealth. Now, what is wealth according to you? If you go back to your first unit, first semester, fine, you have financial management paper. Have you remembered that? You have financial management paper? Have you remembered?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the major role and objective of a financial manager? It is there in the unit 1. There are two objectives of the financial manager. One is profit maximization, one is wealth maximization. Now this wealth is related to that. You have to tell me what is wealth.
Financial assets.
Assets. Very good.
Ma'am, ma'am, good morning. Subhat this side. As per my opinion, wealth is we think as an industry to for long-term purpose, not for
No,
short-term.
I'm not talking about that. First, you have to answer me what is wealth.
Wealth is we need to create for our future purpose to save something. As
In economic terms, Babu, in economic terms, what is wealth?
Financial assets.
Ma'am, wealth is the net worth of a person. That is the value of all assets owned, net of all liability owed at a point of time.
Okay, okay. Fine. Anyone else?
And
This is
the
not
wealth is the
you are
the wealth
answering.
is the
Huh. The wealth is the
the wealth is the accumulation of resources, all the resources of that particular person.
okay. That is individual wealth. Fine. Move is answer the question, but that is individual wealth. Now, someone has to answer what is the wealth of an industry. What is the wealth of an industry? Industrial wealth code. How someone will calculate that? How someone will measure that?
The equipments. The
Sorry.
personnel. Equipments. Machine.
Equipments. Okay.
ma'am, net worth,
It's
net
the
worth.
asset of the company.
Assets of the company. Okay.
You
Anyone
can say
else?
net worth, great net worth.
Net wealth. Okay, fine. Anyone else? Aukichi answer Uchi? Why I'm asking? Because I'm not getting the exact answer. That's why I'm asking ki Aukichi answer Uchi. Okay. Okay. Not spending so much of time on this discussion. I'll tell you what is wealth. Wealth is a calculation where you can calculate profit, plus brand is called wealth in financial terms.
But
एठे आपण
profit
ब्रांड
and
जेकरे लिखि परिबे सस्टेनेबिलिटी profit and brand image, brand or brand image, you can say that
okay.
for the organization. So brand in terms of sustainability plus profit also, fine. This is what the wealth of the industry. Now when we're talking about what is the wealth of an individual, right? What is the wealth of an individual? Now for that you have to understood through a simple calculation. Simple calculation is that, for an example, Mr. X is earning 50,000 rupees as a salary every month, right? Now with that 50,000 rupees he has a spending, that expenditure of a month is 20,000 rupees, or let's drag it to 5,000 rupees. Fine. Then he might be have a loan where he has to pay 20,000 rupees as a EMI. Right? So how much was there? 25,000 rupees. What being already being claimed as an expenditure out of 50,000. Now rest 25,000 is the saving of that individual. Right? Out of that 25,000 rupees, he was making some SIPs, RD, FD, etc. for 15,000 rupees, and rest 10,000 rupees he want to secure for the next month. For next month opening balance. Fine. So what is exactly? Exactly, it is the 50,000 rupees what wage or salary may be getting the individual X. Out of that, 5,000 is the expenditure, like grocery and all expenditure is 5,000 rupees. Now might be he is having certain kind of equipments and loans where you have to pay the loan amount, which is apparently 20,000 rupees. So how much it was there? 25,000 rupees. Now out of rest 25,000 rupees, yeah, it is calculated as the saving. Now out of that saving, he was made a certain kind of real saving, which is called SIP, RD or FD, which is 15,000 rupees, and rest 10,000 rupees he has to be kept within the account because he don't know whether the next month I get the salary within the time period or not. If I am not getting the salary within the time period, that it should have to my opening balance, a opening balance में use करूँ. बुझी so a लोकर net worth कौन net worth है the salary, that means this expenditure of 5,000 rupees plus that was saving 15,000 rupees, which is might be his assets. Fine. जदि आपण कहउछंती amount in terms of money तार asset है 20,000, but since the loan दोची, that means either he was buying some equipments already, have that equipments, or might be paying it for the future. So it is an asset. 20,000 rupees an asset for his the person, but it was not a real money. Got it? So this is what called the wealth of the individual. Why I am saying this? Because there are fourth point plus of this fourth player, that is called financial institution. Financial institution kama iti kono in a economic cycle. Financial institution kama when an industry have wealth and the individual is having wealth, both are running towards the financial institution to keep it, to move it, to create a benefit out of that. Got it? So that financial environment might be your secured kind of financial environment, that is RBI, or might be it is quite an uncertain environment like stock market, or might be it is benefit to your death policy like LIC, or might be other kind of investment. Got it? So financial institutions are made for that particular value creation or creation of money out of your investment. Might be you are an individual or might be you are an industry. So ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ wealth ହେଉଛି, fine, जति टिके डिफरेंट वे रे भाबंतु जदि आपन सैलरी हला 20,000 रुपीस एंड आपन 25,000 रुपीस एंड सेग्रीगेटेड आपन 5,000 खर्च हो जाउची डे टू डे यूजुअल एक्सपेंडिचर and 20,000 is your loan, then you are not supposed to be saving anything out of that. आपण किछि सेव करू नाहंती जदि आपण किछि सेव करू नाहंती then you are not wealthy. Got it? You are not wealthy in terms, fine. तो आपण को जदि आपण सेविंग करूछंती ताले हम आपण को wealthy कहूछु, and when you save something you will definitely move to the financial institution because this is the institution where you could able to save your money. Now this economic cycle of tomorrow jo paper what is the resemblance, you can ask that resemblance code resemblance hela ame unit 1 re poduchu what is business environment and how business environment is being segregated to macro and micro environment. Got it? Society में पढ़ुचु industries how the government was implemented policies and all. जतले unit 3 को आसी जो हमें से MNCs पढ़ुचु industries पढ़ुचु different kind of rules regulation which is created for the betterment of the industry सेटा पढ़ुचु. तापर the unit 4 and 5 को आसी जो सेटा में financial environment विषय पढ़ुचु. Fine. So while we are talking about any kind of business economic environment syllabus, to understand business economic environment one has to understand how and why it is required. It is all by required and केमिति काम करूची so that you could able to understand the business environment, you could able to understand the economic environment, the financial environment and all. Fine. So moving towards the first unit. So what is economic environment? Before that, हमें और टिक्के तको better way रे पढ़िबा. कोन ना what is business environment? सेटा first पढ़िबा. What is business environment? Okay. So before going to that, one has to answer अपन मन को what is simple जिंस कोंतु what is business according to you? What is business पिला माने? इटा तो अपन को first semester first class रे पढ़ाई दो what is business. Yes. Anyone? What is business? No answer.
Sir, business is defined as an organization or enterprising entity engaged in commercial and professional activities, and it can be for profit entities or non-profit organization. Business can also range from limited liabilities company to sole proprietorship and also corporation and partnership.
Online पढ़िया दरकार नहीं अपन इन्ने very simple word भी कोई परिवे. Anyone else? Anyone else? What is business?
Is a transaction existing between two parties for exchange of goods or
A
services.
transaction existing between two parties, that is trade. That is trade. Fine. Anyone else?
An organization which carries out professional activities like trading or services, anything like that.
Acha. You all are talking about organization, but why not an individual? Because हमें इसलिए business organization पढ़ुचु. There are two different type of organization we normally say. One is called partnership organization.
That
Fine.
is
Another one is
Sole
what is
proprietorship.
sole proprietorship.
yes, sole proprietorship business, where an individual is creating a business and where a group of people will create a business, that is called partnership. So why not individual?
For his living purpose.
Sorry?
So for his living purpose, he can
Living
do
partners, living partners तो कोई नहीं, living partners
purpose.
living
Living purpose.
living purpose of what?
This is the practice to make profit.
No, I'm not getting your question actually.
Ma'am, professional, commercial or industrial activities.
Acha, professional.
Commercial
Okay.
or industrial activities.
ठीक अच्छी है, okay, fine. So everything is so critical way रे बुझाई देला. Let us one put to business. What is business? Mo भाबुची business साथ तो वो पढ़े थे. What is business? Business is a form of being busy for a profit orientation activity. Very simple. It is form of being busy of an individual or a group of people. For what being busy? You're going to see a movie, you're being busy. No, it is not business. But when you're being busy, when you implement your time for this certain activity where you get a profit, that is what you can say a business. Right? Where exchange of products was the prime motto, exchange of services, satisfaction, creation of manufacturing unit, creation of employability, creation of commercial market. All these are major objective when we're talking about what is business, why business is essential. Maybe the business organization was being created by an individual people, or it was maybe created by a group of people with a sharing shares. Right? So this is what we call our business. Now, what is an environment? If I ask someone what is an environment, the simplest answer is whatever surrounded to you, it is your environment, and that there is no question about that. It is wrong, no, it is right. But when we are talking about a professional answer, it is tikke ame taku manipulations koruchu when we are talking about professional answers. So, ask for the professional answer. What is business environment? Business environment are those kind of environment, or business environment is the combination of some internal and external forces. It is the combination of some internal and external forces that influence the company's operations. It is influence the company's situations. It is influence for the profit. It will create hurdle for the to get the opportunities and all. That means what, when we're talking about what is business environment actually being run by some internal factors, or in some books you can see this is labeled as internal forces, and external factors, and in some books you could see that this is written as external forces. That means what, while you are seeing a business environment is a combination of all these internal factors and forces and external factors and forces. बहुत गुड़े बहिरे सेम जिनसटा आउ टिके डिफिकल्ट वे देखिबो कोन ना this particular business environment is being distributed or divided into two parts, that was called macro and micro environment. Macro or internal environment, then micro or external environment. Remember, बहुत time रे internal and external environment questions are. When we're talking about business environment, I told you business environment is a kind of is actually a combination of some of the internal factors and forces and some of the factors and forces which are external in nature. तो हमें definitely पढ़ेगा कि internal factors कौन और forces कौन, external factors कौन and forces कौन. Before talking about that, we need to understand why it is internal and why it is external, why it is micro and why it is macro. Now, while we're talking about internal environment, always remember internal environment is somehow controllable. It is controlled by the business environment, business firms, industries itself. Fine? And when we're talking about external environment, these are highly uncontrolled environment. Highly uncontrolled environment where the forces and factors is if it is creating hurdle for the organization to achieve their opportunities, you have to compromise with the factors at a certain level. You cannot change it. But if the factors and forces creating hurdle for during the internal environment, then you are supposed to have certain kind of other way where you could able to control these factors at a certain level. बुझे होची एटा गोटे सर्टेन लेवल पर्यंत आपण कंट्रोल करि परिबे किंतु जेतले हम एक्सटर्नल एनवायरनमेंट कथा कहूचो इट इज हाईली अनकंट्रोलेबल. Now for that reason आपणकर बुक रे भी and syllabus रे there is no vast elaboration about the micro environment, whereas there is a vast elaboration of the macro environment, right? So what are the components there in the micro environment? Micro environment components called okay, you can see the components at your in the slide. Kindly mute yourself, whoever is unmuted. Kindly mute kar diyantu. Okay. So what are the factors in the micro environment? The first factor is called market size. First factor is called market size. Came to the second factor, that was called demand. Then third one is supply. Demand. Third one is supply. Fine. Fourth one, we'll talk about competitions. Demand, supply, competitions, suppliers, and intermediation. Supply, competitors. Then you have suppliers. Then the last one is called, either it is called as distribution channel or intermediation. You can write intermediation. These are intermediation or distribution channel. It is there in your slide. ମୁଁ ଲେଖିଦେଲି but ଆପଣଙ୍କ slide ରେ already ମୁଁ ପକେଇଛି ଦେଖି ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ. So in micro environment you have these kind of certain kind of factors and forces which might be help you to grab the opportunity from the market, and in certain times these factors are creating certain kind of issues, certain kind of challenges for the organization, for the firm to achieve the opportunities. Fine. So today we will discussion karega. Now what you understood by market size? Market size means the number of consumers of for your product. Fine. If I sell a product, fine. So how many people buy my product? That is my market size. A very simple way to calculate the market size, that the number of consumers. Now market size increased sometime, market size decreased sometime. Now there are certain factors which affect the market size if it is increased. There are the certain factors that was influenced if the market size decrease. Now what are the factors which create your market? If the satisfaction level is very high. Now satisfaction level kaha hatta kata apan ka hatta kata apan ko product. If people are being not satisfied, take a constant feedback why people are not being satisfied, make an innovation to your product and sell it out. So it is controllable. So if it was fall down, stop manufacturing, take a proper review, take a proper feedback, and go along with a certain kind of innovations where you could find out that your market size increases, consumer number increases. Then demand and supply. Now what do you understand by demand? Demand means demand means how many people are really looking for your product. How many people really looking for your product? And what you understood by supply? Can I able to give all of them a product of mine who are really looking for the product? So if the demand and supply is equal, then remember it was creating a highly satisfied environment. If demand and supply was certain way rate or equilibrium re konosi prakara changes aschi, that means what if your demand was very high but according to your demand you are unable to reach to the suppliers, to the individual people, that means you are not able to supply the product to the people, then it will create issues for your product, it will create issues and challenges for your company. Got it? If your demand was very less and you have highly manufactured your product, your number of manufacturation was very high, that was also very bad. जदि आपनकर डिमांड नहीं बट आपण बहुत अधिक मैन्युफैक्चर कर दै चंती ताले आपन को लॉस हो, so it is being handled by you very easily. Now came to the next one, competition. Now how the competition is being created, it is better understood by the people who are making innovation for the product, right? So attraction, creating attraction by implementing innovation is the best way to increase your product demand, and you could able to survive with the competitive market. Got it? So आपण केतेबेले survive करिवे competitive market रे, जेतेबेले आपण increase करिवे आपनकर selling टाकू लोकों को नुआ नुआ innovation देबे, so that you could able to survive with a very bad environment with giving good innovations. So it is under your control. Came to the suppliers. Now, who are suppliers? Suppliers are those kind of entity who are supplying you raw materials. So either it is a raw material of product, raw material of finance, raw material of human resource. किसी भी अपन को supply करूँची, right? आजकल डेट रे अपन को human resource की supply ऐसा चलती, raw material supply करूँचंदी, financial resources supply करूँचंदी. Now choosing a right person whom to take all these facilities, it is under your control. ଆପଣ କାହାଠୁ raw materials ନେବେ in terms of raw materials, in terms of human resource, fine, or in terms of financial resources, or in terms of any kind of equipments, buying of equipments, consultancy, ଆପଣ କାହାଠୁ ନେବେ? It is under your control. You have to make a proper research and development before choosing your suppliers wisely. So upon the supplier to choose kurchodi, you have to be very wise, take a proper research and guidance, so that you could able to choose a supplier who could able to supply you the product which is being qualitative, the human being who are being very skilled, or might be the financial resources with a cheaper interest rate, so that you could able to create your organization very easily. Came to the last one. Now, intermediation. Now, what is intermediation? And why intermediation plays a vital role while we are talking about internal environment or microenvironment? Now, intermediation came. Anyone? Who is the intermediation?
Work in progress.
Work in progress is the intermediation.
Yes, ma'am.
How? Please explain.
Intermediate goods means semi-finished goods, which are going to finish to other workers or other goods.
Work in progress is the intermediation because he is
Semi-finished good, not finished good actually. To
finished.
to sell in the market.
Okay, very good. But why work in progress? Why not wholesaler? Very simplest answer is an intermediation is a agency or an individual person or a kind of a business firm who connect the manufacturer to the customers or consumers. That means the intermediation may be a distribution channel, a intermediation may be a warehousing, intermediation may be that platform or virtual platform through which people could able to search, customers could able to search and buy the product, or might be the intermediation is that particular agency who is taking your all advertisement responsibility to connect you with the people, or the intermediation is that retail house who try to buy the product from you and sell to the general public. So emane kiye bhi apna intermediations he parbe. Intermediation mane hela kon that intermediary agency, individual person or a business organization who act as create a platform in between the seller and buyer. तो सेलर की भी पर मैन्युफैक्चरर नीचे सेल करो या तो फिर होलसेलर हो या तो फिर से एडवर्टाइजिंग एजेंसी तो जी आपन पे एडवर्टाइजिंग ड्राफ्टिंग करूची या तो फिर दैट रोल मॉडल थ्रू व्हिच यू कुड एबल टू सेल योर प्रोडक्ट टू जनरल पब्लिक or maybe that virtual platform through which you could able to sell your product, which you know, so that is called intermediation. Now when we are talking about intermediation is also a very popular term when we are talking about micro environment. Intermediation ra kaam hela kon ta se apan sell to enhance karuchi. Got it? See, you know, very simple example is when there is a role model selling a product, like Mr. Dhoni is selling a product. So those people who are fan of cricket, those who are fan of Dhoni, or who are the follower of Dhoni and cricket, they will definitely think about the product. That's why Dhoni is act as an intermediation in between the seller and the customer or the buyer. Got it? So गोटे इंडिविजुअल भी आपनकर इंटरमीडिएशन हे पारे या तो फिर गोटे इंटरमीडिएशन इज अ चैनल और इंटरमीडिएशन इज एन एजेंसी, बट whom to identify as your intermediation, it is up to you, right? So if you choose a wrong intermediation, then maybe your sales fall down, your demand fall down, your requirement of product fall down instantly. If you choose a good intermediation, then it will be enhanced. Got it? So these are certain kind of micro environmental factors and forces which might be help you for the growing of your business and might be make a hurdle to sell while you are selling your product. But whether these are the familiar tools or maybe restrictive tools, but these all are highly controlled by you. So upon controllable factors, internal forces jaha bhi likhibe, it will be accepted. Now came to the external factors and external forces. So it will include in macro environment. Macro environment जोटा मैं कहती जो according to your syllabus हमें macro environment पर descriptions कुछ. Fine. So what is macro environment and why it is very popular? Macro environment consists of 7 different factors. First one is called economic environment. Second environment is called political or government environment, or you can say also legal environment. Political, government, or legal, whatever you say. Then third one is called your socio-cultural. Third one is socio-cultural. Socio-cultural environment. Came to the fourth one, that was called natural environment. Natural environment. Came to the fifth one, that was called demographic environment. Demographic. Came to the next one, that was called technological environment. And the last one is called international. International environment. Got it? So what are the different type of environment in concern to macro concept? Macro concept को जितना लगता है, macro concept का environment है ला. First one is called economic environment. Then we have political, or you can say that government environment, or you can say legal environment. These three are belongs to one category. Then came to the next one. That is the socio-cultural environment. That means the environment is basically focuses to socio-cultural issues or challenges which can create a hurdle or opportunity for the business environment. Then natural environment, it belongs to the natural resources which can help the industry as a raw material to grow. And environment which helps the industry to grow. Then demographic environment. Now, what do you understand by demographic environment? It is supposed to be focused to population. Demographic mane hela population. That mane jodi apankar population, but what kind of population which help you? What kind of population create a hurdle for your industry? That we will going to study in the demographic variations. Tapare asila technological environment. Now, what do you understand by technological environment? The simple jinsala technology is compiled with high range of dynamism. Fine. Now, when it is compiled with, it is came along with a high, range of dynamism. That means it is supposed to change. It is ever changing. Now, when it is very, ever changing, it is very difficult for the organization to make a rapport with the technological environment. ଆପଣ rapport କେମିତି ବନେଇବେ? ଆପଣ 6 ମାସ ପୂର୍ବରୁ ଗୋଟେ ଟେକ୍ନୋଲୋଜି କିଣିଲେ, तार भाई लोक को ट्रेनिंग देले तांको पाई कि तांको इक्विप करेले से प्रोडक्ट यूज करबा को से टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करबा ठीक वर्ष भीतर एंड फॉर दैट यू मेकिंग एन एक्सपेंडिचर ऑफ सम लैक्स ठीक वर्ष परे आपन का टेक्नोलॉजी चेंज हो गला now the demand was that you have to buy the new technology make your employees equipped for that and then only you could able to grab the opportunity and for that you have to spend some more lakhs which is very costly. Got it? So that's why technological environment always create hurdle. But in certain times, say technological environment also create opportunities for the business environment. And last one is called international market. International environment. Also, if you cope up with the international terms and conditions, then you could able to survive to sell your product in the international platform. Got it? So in my next class, we will first talk about all these, parts of the macro environment, and then we do not going to be a long illustration of all these things. Elaboration, elaboration we will do only for the economic environment. Now, economic environment further divided into two parts, that was called microeconomic and macroeconomic. Fine. जदि we economic environment को जाऊँ एटा फिर से डिवाइड हो जाउची कोथरे ना माइक्रो एंड मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक फाइन now government policies rules regulation all include in this and taxes and licensing are included in this that we will study in the next class. If you have any question please ask, then we will close down your class.
Ma'am,
please
how competitors affect business?
How competitors affect business. Have you remember that POTUS model in the in your last BPSM paper? You POTUS model पढ़थिलो?
Yes, ma'am.
POTUS कौन कहउछथि? POTUS always says that while you are entering in the market, you have to face certain hurdles. Certain hurdles. Say hurdle ର first hurdle थिला कोन? ना hurdles means challenges, issues, whatever you say. Now the first hurdle, first challenge कौन थिला? Rival, competitors. So competitors are those kind of entity who create market for you. So if you as a business person apna mate pacharibe, not as a student, I will always say that whatever challenges are there, accept it as a challenge of positive. Accept it with a positive challenge. Now the positiveness kon hoila there is a very high range of competition. So it will motivate the organization to create innovation for the product to attract the customer. Right? जब बहुत अधिक competition नहीं, ताले अपन कौन करिवे? अपन बहुत usually market को नेबे, usually product बिकिबे, innovation कथा चिंता करिवे नहीं, satisfaction level कथा चिंता करिवे नहीं. But this competition is one factor which push you to make innovation for your product, to make more services. Fluent services for the people so that people will feel attracted, customers will feel attracted towards the product. Okay?
Thank you.
Anything else?
Ma'am, please elaborate natural environment.
ମୁଁ କାଲି ସେଟା ପଢିବି କାରଣ କାଲି ସବୁ ଯାକ এনवायरमेंट ଆପଣଙ୍କର एक्सटर्नल एनवायरमेंट ମୁଁ टोटली पढिनी सेटा ମୁଁ पूरा ସବୁ ଯାକ ପଢିବି started from political to international सेटा actually 15 20
Okay madam.
Okay सेटा काली क्लास रे ଆମେ ପढିବା Okay,
ঠিক আছে ম্যাডাম।
just one announcement. आज तमरो सुजित सर को 80 क्लास टा अछि 7 to 8 जोटा मे बी प्रीपोन हे पारे सर को मीटिंग अछि. So maybe it will be 5 or 5:30. I will put it the message in the group. Okay.
ম্যাম অ্যাসাইনমেন্ট কেবে দেয়া হবে?
Assignments 1 month before the exam, not much before.
1 week before the exam?
1 a month. It is
Ma'am,
not.
ma'am, exam केबे को प्लान करछन्ती?
एग्जाम तो एपर्यंत आम प्लान करिनु बट आपनकर एग्जाम सेही जनवरी लास्ट या तो फिर फरवरी.
Because ma'am, we have to plan because we are staying outside, so we have
सेटा
to
तो
inform organize.
एबे तो ट्रेन टिकट ना के फ्लाइट टिकट किछ खोली न तो काइंड
So the flight is, but we have to inform to our managers as usual.
I understood but इतने जल्दी हमें शेड्यूल करि भी परिबनी
नहीं,
बिकॉज़
tentatively ma'am, tentatively कुछ होने.
tentative is your either end of January or 1st of February.
Okay, not in December, right?
No, it will not in December. We will not conduct the, your examination in December. Seta pai ki apno because last time the late class aitila setpi apno mane bhabuchan ki December
Sure, ma'am.
exam.
Yes, ma'am. That's the reason why we are worrying about.
So last time ame ki day class kalo apno mane kole kai day korchon tithra amte jaldi setpi kortulu. So classes as
Okay,
for
okay.
close. ଆମେ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ କ୍ଲାସ୍ କରୁଛୁ ଆପଣମାନେ କହିଲେ ସମୟ ମିଳିଲାନି ପାଠ ପଢିବାକୁ ସେଥିପାଇଁ କଣ କରିବା
Thank
ଯାହା
you.
ଆପଣ କହିବେ ସେଇଆ ହବ.
हाँ मैम ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଟିକେ actually December ହବନି ତ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ January that's fine.
So that very clear message is December exam होगी. कारण हम exam
Madam?
ଯେତେବେଳେ ବି କରିବୁ minimum 1 month ପୂର୍ବରୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ notice ଦେବୁ.
Correct ma'am. Thank you ma'am.
Madam, if you kindly share your presentation in our WhatsApp group.
Definitely ଏଇଟା ଆପଣ କହିବା ଦରକାର କିଏ କହୁଥିଲେ? ଏଇଟା କିଏ ମତେ କହିଲେ?
ये
Pinaki Chatterjee.
Pinaki babu, at least please don't this when I say this to me because I am the first person je more PPT chhada mo अन्य मान को
Yes,
PPT भी आपन को दे.
sure, madam. Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
All notes chhada mo अन्य मान को notes भी provide करे. So don't worry about that. I
Actually,
will give my PPT.
frankly speaking, we are depending. I myself is fully depending on your PPT and other things. Last semester also.
I understood. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
The PPT तो अपन मान को मिली जुगा. For that don't worry.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll
Okay,
meet
thank
in
you.
the next. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you ma'am.